What's up? I'm Alex Wallian, and this is my second visual essay for Visuality and Culture. I will be discussing the image of death and the death deity in religion and popular culture. The following is a clip from the acclaimed HBO series 6 Feet Under, a show that deals with death every episode, as the Fisher family business is to run a funeral home, which they also live in. In the clip, Nate Fisher, played by Peter Krause, is introduced to a couple of interesting characters by his deceased father, Nathaniel.
Nate, why don't you meet a couple of friends of mine? This is the man. Death. The Grim Reaper.
Cigar? No thanks.
Good for you, baby. That stuff is nasty.
And this is...
My partner.
Ooh, that sounds so professional. I love it.
Life.
Oh, life. We all know an image of life when we see one. Flowers are images of life. Babies are images of life. Bunnies, foxes, giraffes, green grass, blue whales, red pandas, and translucent jellyfish are all living things, and therefore their pictures are images of life. Sure, finding an image that we feel represents life is easy, because we are alive. We experience life every day, and therefore we should know what life is and what images represent it. But what exactly is an image of death? Some people think of ravens, or black cats, or blood, or skeletons when they think of death. But these images have much more to do with life than they do with death. Even something that is actually dead, like a human corpse, for example, can be made to look alive through the wonders of embalming and mortuary restoration. Finding a suitable image for death is much more difficult. No human, as far as we know, who has experienced death has been able to describe it, has been able to share a picture with us and say, hey, this is what death looks like. This seems obvious, as once one is dead, such interactions, as far as we know, are impossible. As Diana Eck writes, images are meant for the imagination of the ignorant. As humans have always been ignorant of the true nature or look of death, they have created and developed stories of deities or supernatural beings whose sole responsibility it is to tell humans when it is their time to die and to watch over the dead. Humans are so completely ignorant of the powerful and mysterious force that is death that, along with the stories and myths of these death deities, they have created images to represent them. These images, of gods like the ancient Egyptian Anubis and Osiris, the ancient Greek Hades, and the Hindu Yama, attached a face to the mystery of death to their respective civilizations and believers. By putting an image, a face, to death, these cultures and religions are making death, if not less scary, then at least a bit more familiar. Familiarity is an important aspect that images help to provide through their proliferation and adoption into popular culture. Although this adoption may water down the sacredness of an image, as has been the case with the Grim Reaper, once known as the Angel of Death Azrael, of modern Judeo-Christian society, an image of death like the Grim Reaper can still help make one feel more at ease with the powerful force such as death. The distinction that David Freeberg mentions repeatedly in his writing, whether it is the image of death like the Grim Reaper, or the prototype, the force of death itself, that is actually being thought of and familiarized, is not important. So long as the image of the death deity, such as the Grim Reaper in American culture, has helped put a face on the mysterious and terrifying concept of death, the image has done its job by making the invisible at least visible in our imaginations, and by making us, the ignorant, a bit more content with our ignorance.